Hello citizens and welcome back. This is our match preview for Ipswich vs Man City in the Premier League. Make sure to hit like, hit subscribe. Let's jump into it. So first off, we're going to start with Erling Haaland signs a new 9.5-year contract. Well, in actuality, it's a 10-year contract, ends in 2034. I think it's the biggest contract in Premier League history, although we don't know how much is being paid per week, but we know that all release clauses have been removed now, and Haaland wants to stay another 9.5 years, which is massive news for me because, you know, his moving to us was always about him going to Real Madrid after, and everyone saw it as a stepping stone. Everyone thought he'd just be here for 2-3 years. But when you've got the best striker in the world and he wants to stay at the club for that long, you know, it's great for the club and it's great for the Premier League as well. I think it's a good sign that things are changing, that not everybody wants to go to Real Madrid, and you know, they're not seen as the be-all and end-all for footballers in their careers. You know, City are now the pinnacle of football. And we've known that for a while, but Haaland's contract just proves it all along. So yeah, it's great news for us. I think the only City fan that's not going to be happy about it is probably my dad, who thinks Haaland is the worst footballer to ever exist and wants him sold and yells about it every time we go to a football game, which is every time City play at the Etihad. So, yeah, good news for City. It really is. And, you know, if he stays for them 9.5 years, well, you got to think that he's going to break all Premier League records and he's going to score tons and tons of goals and probably get a record that's never going to be broken again. Fantastic news. Another thing on it is that, well, it goes to show that City don't really care about this financial fair play case. You know, they've said it all along. They've always been adamant that they're innocent, that they've never broken any rules, let alone 115 of them. And with everyone going on about how we're going to be relegated, how we're going to be fined, these are all these points, with Haaland signing a massive, massive deal, the biggest in the club history, and the biggest Premier League contract ever. What does that say? Well, it says to me that, yeah, City just don't care. They really don't care about FFP in this case. So if all goes well for us in that regards, well, can we see City sue the Premier League and takes Premier League to cleans? I certainly hope so, because you know we've come under a lot of scrutiny and a lot of harsh words, and of course fans still going about. Of course, it's died down a little bit in the last few months because we've gone absolutely crap and we're in the middle of a rebuild. But it has to be said that, you know, all these these Premier League and Sky Sports now, if we are found innocent, and we'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm hoping City's lawyers have got a big case coming to the Premier League, and that'd be fun as well, because let's get some money out of them. You know, they already did us in terms of the sponsorship deals last season and possibly seasons before. Let's do them for this as well. So yeah, Haaland signs a new contract, fantastic, and of course that's the player that City want to rebuild around. It's the City that a player that City see as the focal point for the team. Does that mean Pep Guardiola is going to stay after next year as well? Probably unlikely. You know, we don't know who the new manager is going to be, but Haaland being a City fan, being born into the club with his dad, yeah, honestly, it's incredible news. And yeah, it goes to show that City can get the best players in the world and keep them as well, and that we can stop them going on to Real Madrid. You know, we've seen players like Bernardo Silva not move on to Barcelona despite 4 years of him going. Wow, yeah. And it's just big news. I don't know what else to say on it, but then it's a great signing by the club, isn't it? It's a great signing, and like I said, it's massive show of intent from the club. But yeah, I'm sure Haaland's going to become an even more, you know, a cool figure at City, and by the time he's finished, he's going to be an absolute legend. Let's be honest. And yeah, this probably takes him past, if he stays the whole time, he's going to be past any striker in my history, my lifetime, including Aguero. So yeah, well done to him, well done to the club, and big ups to Cheeky for getting it done before he leaves, which I think is this month, isn't it? With Viana coming in. Now moving on to the match preview with Ipswich. Look, we beat Ipswich at the Etihad 4-1 at the beginning of the season. They gave us a scare in that game. They scored first. What do you know? It was a counter-attack. But we turned it around. We got 4 goals. I think we scored 4 goals pretty quickly, and I think Haaland was the main man for that as well, if I remember the game right. I was there. I'm pretty sure we scored like 3 goals in 10 minutes or something daft like that. Oh yeah, and Haaland scored right at the end, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he scored right at the end. If I remember rightly, I could be wrong. So yeah, Ipswich, difficult team. You know, they are for the teams that have come up from the Championship last season. I think they're probably for me, they're more fun to watch. Leicester are not that great. And let's be honest, Southampton are going back down. They got beat 3-1 by United. Who does that? But yeah, Ipswich, big challenge for us. I think especially at their ground that they seem to be reckoned with. They're decent side who like to attack. You know, they got some good players, and you know, I'm a big fan of Delap. I've been a big fan of Delap for years since he was in our youth team. I couldn't believe we got rid of him. Couldn't believe we got rid of him for so cheap, if I'm honest. What still that is for Ipswich, and to me, it's another poor performance from City in the transfer market. But Ipswich, yeah, can be a tough game. Will be a tough game. We've seen over the last few months, we can't beat anyone. We're absolute garbage. Everyone celebrates every single point against us. And right, so we've battered teams for the last few years. So yeah, I'd probably celebrate like we've won the treble if I wasn't a City fan and we're getting points out of them. But look at the performances we've had. You know, Brentford last time out, some of our players look back to their best. De Bruyne looked back to his best. Haaland looks phenomenal. You know, Foden getting 2 goals, and then we throw all the way at the end again. You know, it reminded me of the Feyenoord game. Although I think we were better against Brentford than we were against Feyenoord. You know, and United game as well, where United offered absolutely nothing for the entire match and then go win the game later on because we collapse. It's happening too often for us. So even if we go 2-0, 3-0 up in this game with 10 minutes to go, I still won't believe the team will get the job done. I still won't believe we'll get all 3 points. I won't believe we'll get a point if we're 3-0 up in the last 10 minutes. I won't believe we're going to get a point. And that's where this team has put me. This is where this team has put us at the moment. You know, I think our confidence has gone from the team, it's probably gone from the fans. I don't think Pep has any faith in the team anymore. They've given us great moments over the last few years. Unbelievable. But this season's a complete write-off. And it doesn't look like it's getting fixed anytime soon. I thought the new year would, you know, I know it's still the middle of the season, but the new year, you know, the players will just pick up again and they'll find their rhythm and just, you know, see it as a new chance to restart their campaign, you know, just kickstart it proper. But they haven't done it. They've just let us down once again. And that coming after some good wins against Leicester, West Ham, 8-0 against Salford, to still be throwing games away in the last few minutes of the game, for me, is unforgivable. So whoever Pep plays in this one, I don't even care who he plays. And we know it's not going to be Walker. He's leaving the club. Thank God he's going because he can't defend. So whoever he plays, even in Nunes at right back, I mean, he's an absolute disaster. You look at our fullback situation. I can't believe in the last few years we've not signed a left back. It's bewildering to me. But here we are, an absolute mess. And then when players are turning like a Kanji, who's been absolute crap this season, when he's turned the corner and he puts in a really good performance against Brentford, Ake, who's been one of our better defenders, goes absolutely crap. So we got no consistency. None of the players have any consistency. They're all just changing roles. One plays good, one plays bad, and then they change it around the next week. Oh, it's crazy to me. So we need some consistency in the team. For me, if I'm Pep, if I'm able to, I play the same team that played against Brentford. Yes, I've just slagged off Nunes at right back. I mean, it's not his fault that Pep just wants to play him out of position, play everyone out of position, really. But get some consistency in the team. Let them build on something. They did put in a good shift against Brentford. For the most part, I know the second half was a bit of a disaster and we were hanging on. Even at 2-0, we were hanging on. And it was only a matter of time before Brentford scored. When they did, it was only a matter of time before they got the second. And if the game went on for another 3-4 minutes, I reckon Brentford would have won that game. That being said, just play the same team. If I see De Bruyne on the bench for this Ipswich game, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to absolutely lose it. The team should have confidence for some of the results they picked up in the last few months. They should have confidence from this Haaland signing a new contract. Let's see it on the pitch. Let's see it on the pitch. Let's see the old City with a bit of swagger. Even if we get beat 4-5-0, let's just play with some swagger like we used to. Let's put in that. Let's just put it in. That's all I'm going to say. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm going around in circles. I need to do some work before I go. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get off. That's a match preview. Not much said. Ipswich are probably going to win. I'm going to put 3-1 on Ipswich. Going to be another disaster class from City. And with, I think, Chelsea coming up next weekend with Paris Saint-Germain in the week. Wow, we're in for a bad week. Should be fun. But that's the match preview. Haaland signs a new contract. That's something to celebrate. We can do that. And I'm sure he'll be celebrated next weekend before the Chelsea game. Looking forward to that. But yeah, I think we're playing Ipswich on Sunday this weekend. So yeah, might be able to do a watch along. Will be exciting. Yeah, keep an eye out for that. And let me know in the comments what score you're going to be. Like I said, I think 3-1 Ipswich. I think the lap hat trick probably incoming. I really do like him. I think he's a great little player. Thanks very much for watching. As always, thanks for checking it out. Make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, and yeah, see you on Sunday. Thank you very much. Bye bye.